It looks like Q2 deliveries for Tesla is gonna be better than I expected. This is gonna be an interesting Q2, and yes guys, I am gonna be going live when the report comes out, so make sure you guys are tuned in for that. But yes, it's not gonna be as good as it was in Q2 of 2023 of 446,000 vehicle deliveries. It's gonna be less, but it's looking like it's going to be better than what everyone previously thought. Now yes, analysts are bringing down their estimates from 444,000 to 436,000, which seems to be somewhere around that number. I'll give you guys my final estimate at the end of this video, but some great data is coming out and I want to show you guys this great data right after you guys smash that like button. See what I did there? Let's go. So let's look at China first, because that is a big market for Tesla. We can see that they delivered over 62,000 vehicles in April. In May, almost 63,000 vehicles. And the recent data that shows new insured Teslas in China for the month of June, the first 3 weeks is looking a whole lot better than the previous 3 weeks. So this means that this month, delivery numbers are going to be a whole lot more, or not a whole lot more, just more than the previous month, which is a sheesh moment. Now, of course, it's not as good as last year. As you guys can see, total insured vehicles this time last year was 280,000. This year, 265,000. As you guys already know, with China, they are in some sort of a recession area. They are looking to come out of it. Delivery numbers or insured numbers are looking pretty good. So let's see what happens in the few months coming. Again, it's how we finish, guys. Not how we started. It's how we finish, even though we did start pretty strong for China in 2024, but it's how we finish is more important. Nonetheless, this month is looking really good for Tesla. Now let's go to Europe. A couple countries here are going ballistic with their delivery numbers. One country that's doing fantastic right now is Italy. Take a look at this chart. Shout out to Roland for making these charts. Amazing guy on X. I recommend you guys to follow him. He has some really good charts and it's up to date, which is crazy. But look at Italy just soaring up. For 2024, I don't know, I think it's the Model 3. It's the Model 3 refresh that's kicking in, which is absolutely insane. Here is another chart showing, actually two different charts showing, one with accumulated Tesla sales in Italy per month and year. Again, that's it's an all-time high for it. They started off pretty strong, then they didn't do so well. Now it's just spiking up. Again, I think it's the Model 3 refresh for that. And cumulative Tesla sales in Italy per quarter, you guys can see 2024 Q2 just shooting up. Insane. Hopefully the stock can do that, soon. But that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Moving on to another country here is Czech Republic. And just look at that. Same thing as Italy, just shooting up. I mean, they started off strong. Even though it's a small country, it doesn't really matter. But nonetheless, they doubled it. Like they almost doubled month-to-month sales, which is crazy. That's insane. Here's another chart that shows you the big difference. Like just look at that massive in third month. People are interested in getting Teslas in these countries. And if you guys want to look at all of Europe, well, here's the chart. Look at that. Everybody's going like,
no man, Tesla sales are going down. Tesla's not doing well in Europe.
Well, first of all, you guys have to understand that Europe, they're kind of in a recession. They're not doing really well. I mean, Sweden brought down interest rates for the first time in I don't know how many years. And that's a big deal. That's a big sign because Sweden never really brings down their interest rates. But they brought it down. But take a look at this chart, guys. Look at everybody else and look at Tesla. And this is countries accumulating of Finland, Spain, Denmark, UK, Italy, Netherlands, Switzerland, Norway, Portugal, and Germany, and some other countries, and Sweden, and I think Ireland. I don't know what that red country, I think it's Luxembourg if I'm not mistaken. But all these countries together, Tesla's beating them all. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I mean, for a continent, for Europe, that's not doing well financially and just economically right now, Tesla's doing pretty good. And again, this is all automakers that's, having a rough time right now. It's not just Tesla. Tesla is killing it right now at the best at their abilities in this time of roughness, which is insane. You got to give a round of applause for that, which is a sheesh moment. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Now, moving all the way back to Asia to South Korea, they also did a record in Q2 deliveries of almost 6,000 vehicles in Q2 2024 compared to last year, same quarter, more than a double, which is insane. Now, we don't have any data from the US, unfortunately. They don't release how many vehicles they sell. No state does that. The country doesn't do that, nor Canada. I mean, all of North America, they don't report on how many vehicles they produced, nor do they report on how many they delivered, which sucks because that'll help us a lot. It'll help me a lot. It'll help everybody a lot figuring out how many vehicles they would deliver. What we do know is that the Cybertruck, they're producing like 1,400 a week, and they're selling like hotcakes. So we do know at least they sell 1,000 and 1,200 Cybertrucks on the weekly. So we know that's doing well. And for the X, Y, 3, and S, or the sexy models, that's the easier way of saying it. It's hard to tell what their deliveries are, but we can see how they're doing based on their price action in the US. Here's a price history for all the models in the US, whether they increase it or decrease it. And as you guys can see, for the most of it, it's been flat. Like not much of a decrease or an increase, been flat. What's notable here is the Model 3 Performance that came out in April and the price is going higher. They did reduce the all-wheel drive of the Model 3, but now it is eligible for the EV credit. So that's gonna increase sales for sure. But everything else, as you guys can see, it's just flatlined. So that tells you that sales are constant at best. So that's my opinion. That's based on the data. That's what it tells me. But as you guys can see, Tesla is pushing as many vehicles out to sell as many as they can right now to see what Q2 is going to be. Because we all know that Q2 is not going to be good as 2023's this year. Maybe next year's will be better. I'm pretty sure next year will be better, but this year it's not looking good. Now here's my final estimate. Total deliveries, I predict 426,000 and a half, while production is gonna be just over 445,000. Yeah, and production is not gonna be as high because we did have a lot of inventory after Q1. Because Q1 we sold 386,000 vehicles, but we had over 433,000 vehicles produced. So that was a lot of inventory sitting at the lot. And speaking of inventory, Roland had a really nice chart showing how Tesla has pretty much sold all their inventory, which to be quite frank with you guys, I think this is more, the total delivery number is probably going to be in the 430s, 432s, but I'm not changing my final, not EPS is next, but my final deliveries and my production numbers, which is, as you guys can see here, 426,000 and a half for deliveries and just below 450,000 for production. And I think I'm going to be more spot on with production rather than deliveries. I think deliveries is probably going to be in the 430s, but nonetheless, this is my numbers. And this is honestly better than I previously thought and what other people previously thought as well. Everyone was saying in the 410s, 405,000s in deliveries, which is just bad. That wouldn't be good for the stock or for anyone. So now we're getting it. Now people are saying it's going to be over 420, which is quite funny. So that is a sheesh moment. That is good. Now, if you guys want a breakdown of this, how I got this numbers, you guys can see it. But if you guys want the full explanation, as well as what the EPS could be for Q2 earnings in 2-3 weeks, obviously this is not going to be my final estimate for the EPS. You guys can check the video right here in full details. Other than that, guys, I shall see you guys in the live video in about a couple days if there's not a video being posted tomorrow. Subscribe, get some merch, guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.